I've decided I think it should be a national holiday when you can actually dry your washing outside on the line, and today is the day. So, hello! If you are new here, my name is Becca and I make videos all about my fibre arts and crafting journeys. But today's a bit different because I am actually talking about gardening, and very specific gardening, and that's growing a dye garden. And I'm sort of tucked down out of the wind in my garden because it is a really, really breezy day here in West Wales. So I'm just gonna start prepping for where I'm going to grow my dye plants. I have quite a lot of plants that you can get dye from that just kind of grow anyway and are not specifically dye plants. Quite a lot of weeds you can actually get dye from as well, and my goodness, I've got quite a lot of weeds. But this year I'm actually going to have some specific beds that are for dye plants. So I'll just turn the camera around and show you my garden. It's looking really wild and woolly in here because it's right at the end of the winter, beginning of spring, and so the grass is very long and the garden's fairly weedy. And this back garden is about 20 foot by 30 foot, and we grow a mixture of fruit, vegetables, flowers, and quite importantly for me, dye plants. So I think my first job is actually going to do something about that ratty lawn because it really is looking nearly as wild as my hair. So that's my first job, and then I can start thinking about where I'm actually going to put my specific dye plants. Oh, so that was a good job done, although, my goodness, yeah, really set off my allergies. But that is, yeah, that's really satisfying. The first cut of the year, and put the setting quite high so you're not absolutely scalping the lawn. But I feel like I can think a bit more about where I'm going to plant my plants. But before we get to that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you some of the plants that we just grow as garden plants that you can actually use for natural dyeing. Number one is oregano, followed by peppermint. Bay makes a lovely colour. Marjoram, good old dandelions. Fennel, lovely, lovely ivy. I think probably called English ivy in other places. Rhubarb, yummy to eat, great for making a colour. And finally, roses. So I'm still hiding out of the wind because it is very breezy here today, as it often is in West Wales, which I kind of think should be actually the tagline for this whole channel. It's often windy in West Wales. So that is my quick tour of the plants that I already grow as part of the garden that are really great for using as dye plants. I also quite often forage for weeds and wild plants that also make dyes. But this year I'm actually going to grow some really specific plants. And I've got my seeds here. So my first one is pot marigolds, and they are an annual, really easy to grow, and they have a lovely colour that is really easy to extract. My next one, now I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get a blue from this. I just realised these are all going to be backwards, aren't they? Because of I'm filming on the selfie camera. But this is a field scabious, which is a wildflower, and in theory I should be able to get a blue from it. Although I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure it's going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. And it's a lovely flower, so I'm really looking forward to planting that. Then red onions, great to eat. Skins, fantastic for dyeing with. Dyer's chamomile. So anything that's got the word tinctoria after it in the Latin means that it's going to be a dye plant. So when you're looking at plants, if you look out for that tinctoria, you know that that will create a dye. Then woad. Now I know in the States that actually there are some states in the States. I should have thought about that, shouldn't I? In America, there are some states where you actually can't grow woad, but it would have been the traditional plant in my part of the world for creating blue, and I'm going to have a go at growing that. Then dyer's weld, which is kind of classic. You can get a really good yellow from it. You can also get a good green, and quite often what people do is they over dye they over dye with woad to get a good green. And then the last one is packet seeds of madder. Now I'm not going to be able to get madder from these seeds this year because it takes about 5 years before you can extract the dye from the roots, and it's a perennial, so you want it in a spot that's going to actually, you're not going to be able to kind of disturb it for a good 5 years, and then you can start harvesting the roots. So those are the plants I'm going to actually start, but it's a little bit early in the season. It's really tempting to start your seeds kind of as soon as it's not freezing, but just wait a couple of weeks until it's sort of mid-March, end of March, and I just think you get better results, or I've certainly found that. And it means that your plants aren't getting all sort of tall and leggy before you can plant them out. So those are my plans for the garden, and it's been lovely to give you a very quick glimpse into what I'm planning. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'd love to hear what your plans are for your dye garden. So until next time, my crafty friends, tatty bye.